Hello and welcome to Learn Statistics class. In this class, we are going to learn the statistical concept in simple and more easy way. The topic of today's lecture is correlation. In this topic, we will discuss the solved examples on Karl Pearson's coefficient of correlation. The Karl Pearson's coefficient of correlation is already discussed in the previous lecture. If a student want to learn the definition of Karl Pearson coefficient of correlation, then link of that lecture is mentioned in the description below. Now we will start with the solved examples on Karl Pearson's coefficient of correlation. There are three methods to obtain the coefficient of correlation. The first method is coefficient of correlation by actual mean method. In this method, we use the actual mean of the observation to take a deviations of the observation. Now the second method is coefficient of correlation by assumed mean. In this method, we use the assumed mean to obtain the deviations. Now the third method is direct method or actual observation method. We will discuss each method in detail with an example to understand the concept more simple and more clear. So let us start with the first method, coefficient of correlation by actual mean method. This method is used when mean of x and mean of y are integers. Suppose the mean of x is x bar and mean of y is y bar and they are integer, then we use the method of actual mean to calculate coefficient of correlation. In this method, the formula is R is equal to 1 by n sigma x minus x bar into y minus y bar, which is the covariance between x and y, divided by the standard deviation of x, and that is 1 by n sigma x minus x bar square into standard deviation of y 1 upon n sigma y minus y bar bracket square. Now to understand the concept more clear, we shall take example. Find the correlation coefficient between x and y from the following data and comment on your result. Here we have given the sales and profits of observations. Here we are given the 10 pairs of sale x and profit denoted by say y. Now we will first obtain the value of mean of x bar to check whether it is a integer or not. X bar equal to summation x divided by n, and which is equal to, by taking the sum of sales x, we get it is 200 divided by 10 is equal to 20. Now which is a integer number. Now we will calculate y bar, the mean of y, profit. So it is y bar equal to summation y upon n, which is equal to, after adding the profit, we get its total is 160 upon 10 is equal to 16. Now we prepare a calculation table to obtain the sum of the terms. So I will write sales and profit in vertical columns. Now I will calculate x minus x bar, where x bar is 20 as we have calculated. So subtract 20 from each value of x. 17 minus 20 is equal to minus 3. Similarly 18 minus 20 is equal to minus 2. Likewise, after subtracting 20 from each value of x, we get 1 1 0 0 1 1 2 and 3. This is the x minus x bar. Now after squaring this column, we get x minus x bar bracket square. So it is 9 4 1 1 0 0 1 1 4 and 9. we will do the same calculation for the column of profit. So the first is subtract value of y bar from each value of y. We have calculated y bar as 16, so it is 12 minus 16 is equal to minus 4. Likewise, this is 0, minus 2, minus 3, 1, minus 1, 3, 6, 0, minus 1 and 4. This is the y minus y bar. Now to obtain the next column y minus y bar bracket square, we square y minus y bar column observation. So it is 16, 0, 4, 9, 1, 9, 36, 0, 1 and 16. Now the last column is multiply x minus x bar into y minus y bar. Means this column x minus x bar and this y minus y bar. These two columns which we have double click at the top. So the value is, first value is minus 3 into minus 4, that is 12. Likewise, next value is minus 2 into the 0 is equal to 0. So the values of the product x minus x bar into y minus y bar are 2, 5, 0, 0, 6, 0, minus 2 and last is 3 into 4, that is 12. These are the columns of calculation table. Now we require the total of x minus x bar square. So we obtain the total of x minus x bar by adding all these terms. We get, it is 30. Similarly, we require the total of y minus y bar bracket square. By adding all these things, we get this total is 108. Similarly, the total of last column is also necessary. We need it. So after adding this, we get it is 35. Now we will substitute all these sums in the formula of calculating of correlation coefficient. So R is equal to 1 upon 10 multiplied by 35 divided by under root 1 by 10 into 30 multiplied by under root 1 by 10 into 108. Now this is 1 by 10 into 35. I will take 1 by 10 common from the denominator. So it is 1 by 10 multiplied by under root 30 into under root 108. This get cancelled and the answer is 35 divided by 56.92, and after calculating the ratio we get it is 0.61488. This is the value of correlation coefficient between profit and sales, and this is a positive number. So there is a positive correlation between sale and profit. Now we shall discuss the second method, coefficient of correlation by assumed mean. We shall see when we use this method. If the mean of x, x bar and y, y bar are not integer, to avoid the tedious calculation we use this method. Take the integers a and b nearer to x bar and y bar as a assumed mean respectively, and the formula in this method is r is equal to 1 upon n summation u v minus u bar v bar divided by under root 1 upon n summation u square minus u bar square multiplied by 1 upon n summation v square minus v bar square, where u equal to x minus a and v is equal to y minus b. Means here we are changing the origin of x and y, and we know that there is no effect of change of origin on our correlation coefficient. So if x bar and y bar are not integer, then we use the second method of assumed mean method. To understand this method, we shall consider the example. Calculate Karl Pearson's correlation coefficient between x and y from the following data. Here we have given the 7 pairs of price and demand. Now we will calculate first the mean of x and y. Here n is equal to 7, x bar is equal to summation x upon n. By taking addition of price x, we get the total prices is 123 divided by 7, and it is 17.57. Y bar is summation y upon n. Summation of y is sum of demand, and which is after adding y we get it is 92 divided by 7, and it is 13.1428. By carefully observing x bar and y bar, we observe that x bar and y bar are not integer, so we cannot use the first method. If we use first method, then it's okay, but it will take a more time and the calculations become more tedious. To avoid such situation, we use the second method, which is the method of assumed mean method. So we get the assumed mean method. We will take a nearer to x bar. Nearer to x bar means 17.57. So we take a as 18 and b nearer to y bar is 13 are the assumed means. In order to calculate the correlation coefficient. To obtain the value of r, we prepare a calculation table as, let me write the price and demand in a vertical column. Now the next column is u equal to x minus a, assumed mean of x, and that we have taken as it is 18. So we subtract from each value of x 18. So it is 12 minus 18 is equal to minus 6. 18 minus 18, 0. Likewise, it is 2, 0 minus 3 minus 2 and 6. These are the values of u after subtracting a equal to 18 from the value of x. Now to obtain the mean of u, we require the total of u. So I will calculate the total of u, and it comes out to be minus 3. Now one can obtain u square by squaring the column of u. So it is 36, 0, 4, 0, 9, 4, 36. By adding all the values from column u square, we get the sum of u square as 89. Now subtract b, assumed mean of y, from demand y. As we know that we have taken b as 13 nearer to y bar. So it is 18 minus 13 is equal to 5. Similarly, 12 minus 13 is equal to minus 1. Likewise, minus 2, 0, 2, 1 and minus 4. By adding all the values from column V, we get the sum is equal to plus 1. Now square the column V to get the column V square. We get 25, 1, 4, 0, 4, 1, 16. Add all the terms in column V square to obtain the summation of V square. It is by adding 51. Now take the product of u into v, u multiplied by v, that is minus 6 into 5. Likewise, this is 30. Similarly, 0 into 1, 0, 4, it is minus 4, 0, minus 6, minus 2 into 1, minus 2, 6 into minus 4, minus 24. To obtain the sum of u into v, add all the terms, we get the total is minus 66. This is the our calculation table. Now substitute all these values in the required formula. We get R is equal to 1 upon 7 into 1 by 7 multiplied by minus 66 minus 3 by 7 u bar, 1 by 7 v bar divided by under root 1 upon 7 into 89 minus 3 by 7 square multiplied by standard deviation of v, 1 upon 7 into 51 minus 1 by 7 bracket square. So after simplifying all these terms, we get it is minus 459 divided by under root 614 multiplied by under root 356, and that comes out to be minus 0.98176. This is the value of correlation coefficient between price and demand, and we observe that this value is negative, so there is a negative correlation between price and demand, and the value is minus 98, so it is a high degree of negative correlation between the value of price and demand. Now we shall start with the next third method, direct method or actual observation method. When the observation are small, we can find the coefficient of correlation are directly without taking the deviations. And the formula is, here there is no need to take the deviation. So the formula is, we use here simplified formula, 1 by n summation x into y minus x bar y bar divided by 1 by under root 1 by n summation x square minus x bar square multiplied by under root summation y square minus y bar square. This is the simplified formula of Karl-Pearson's correlation coefficient. So let us start with example number 3. Calculate correlation coefficient between price and demand from the following data and comment on your result. Here the price and demand are given for the 5 pairs, and we see that the observations are very small, so there is no need to take the deviations, and we use the third method here. So we shall prepare a calculation table. I have written the price and demand in the vertical column. This is demand, y is nothing but demand. Then take the square of price, which gives x square. It is 4, 9, 16, 36, 49. We need the total of all the columns, so by adding price we get the sum of x as 22. Similarly, by adding the total observations of x square, we get sum of x square as 114. Now square the column of y to get the column y square. 100, 49, 9, 4, 1. The total of demand y after adding the observations y, it is 23. Similarly, the total of y square by adding the column observations, it is 163. Multiplying x into y, we get 2 into 10, that is 20. Similarly, 3 into 7, 21. Likewise, 4 into 3, it is 12. 6 into 2, 12. 7 into 1, 7. After adding this, we get the sum of x into y as 72. By substituting all the values in the formula of correlation coefficient, we get, this is 1 upon 5 into 72 minus x bar is 22 by 7, y bar is 23 by 7 upon under root 1 by 5 multiplied by 114 minus 22 by 7 bracket square x bar square. Similarly, 1 by n is here 5, so 1 by 5 into 163 minus 23 by 7 y bar square. After calculating all these terms, we get, it is minus 146 divided by under root 86 into under root 286, which is after simplification comes out to be minus 0.9309. Therefore, R is equal to minus 0.9309. It indicates there is a high negative correlation between the profit, price x and demand y. In this way, in this lecture, we learn all the examples on correlation coefficient by 3 different methods. In the first method, we use the actual mean method if mean of x and y comes out to be integer. If the mean of x and y are not integer, then we use the second method of assumed mean. Further, in the last method, If values of x and y are small, then there is no need to take deviations of the observation. In this method, we use the direct formula of Karl Pearson's coefficient of correlation. I hope students understand these three methods very nicely. If student feel some problem still, then please comment in the comment box given below. If student like this lecture, click on the like button, share with your friends to learn the correlation in simple and more easy way. Many more concepts from correlation are already discussed in the previous lecture. If student want to learn that concept, click on the I button at the top right corner of the screen, and link of that lecture is mentioned in the description below. We will meet in the next lecture with the next topic from the correlation. Till then, we will stop here. Thank you.